Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
Okay, gentlemen, you had your instructions in the dressing room. And I remind you of now, this is very important. When I tell you stop, what that means is stop whatever you're doing, give me a clean break. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands all time. Both of you gentlemen are world-class, championship caliber professionals. I expect you to act that way. Mr. Pacquiao, Mr. Bradley, let's do this.
Robert Byrd signals the official time. Keeper the bell sounds. Round one begins. All eyes on Pacquiao to see if he's ready for the fight or if he has been diminished by his personal transformation, as so many seem to be thinking is the case. Body shot for Pacquiao.
It's a very tough competitive fight at this stage.
Emmanuel, don't you think that Freddie's dialogue about winning every round is a way of urging his fighter to be ahead on the scorecards if, in fact, an accidental butt happens and they have to stop the fight?
Pacquiao, of course, not only has the hand speed, but devastating punching power that can equalize just about anything Bradley can do at any moment.
And you know, he still, to me, is amazing. I have so much respect for him. He's really carried this sport to me for the last 8 years. He's been a dominant fighter that kept boxing in the headlines and never has dodged anyone. Has never even taken a retirement, a break off. Has fought everyone from 22 to 54.
And his lid was up. This is once again conventional fighter against the southpaw, so look at the straight left hand down the pipe by Pacquiao and the straight right hand down the pipe by Bradley. More difficult in this instance to land their jabs, or at least that's the conventional wisdom. Bradley with a body shot under Pacquiao's left elbow. And another body shot there.
You ever see Manny land a straight left hand? Bradley didn't get back far enough. He was pulling out of range, and here he comes.
That was the punch that launched Manny Pacquiao's brilliant career, the straight left hand. And it bailed him out in a round that it appeared he was not winning. He landed 3 of them in the last 30 seconds. Copy box numbers in round 1. Pacquiao 11 of 42. Bradley 10 of 78. Interesting that Bradley threw 36 more punches than Pacquiao in the first round by CompuBox count.
I'm not sure those punches won the round for Pacquiao. They may have.
Body shots by Bradley. Pacquiao blocks the upstairs stuff. Bradley goes back downstairs and hammers to the ribcage.
But there
over and over.
And you're seeing the metal that got Bradley to this point. When he gets hit and hurt, he comes back.
Statistics coming in. Pacquiao's been landing in straight left. I haven't seen Bradley try to retaliate with a straight right. There it is. And he lands one as he drives Pacquiao against the ropes.
As tough an opponent.
And that was at 147 when they fought.
He keeps coming.
Pacquiao 12 of 19 power shots. Bradley still has not demonstrated that he can stop Manny Pacquiao's straight left hand. Straight right hand by Bradley landed to the body. Pacquiao nods and smiles at him.
I already get the sense that Pacquiao's going to have to separate Bradley from his senses.
And lands for Pacquiao again. This time below the chin. Good left for Tim Bradley.
Bradley and Lamp, he don't have the power. Manny has much more power, but the main thing is Bradley's got to find a way to neutralize that one punch. That's all, mainly the left hand.
That's right, because Pacquiao
opponents find there's really no way to prepare for his suddenness and his speed.
And as he ages, his timing. He's added timing to the arsenal. Stop, because he just doesn't throw as many punches as he used to. So he's not quite as dynamic. Body shot by Bradley and a good one.
It is so far.
Bradley tried to duck. Pacquiao got him on the top of the head with the left hand. Right hand landed for Pacquiao that time. Bradley gets him back with a left hook. Pacquiao gets him with a straight left. And the way Bradley put his tongue out and looked, you know that Pacquiao is bothering him with a straight left hand. But they're 50. That's the highest number of punches he's thrown in the fight. Bradley was 13 of 65. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim, I've got it 3 rounds to nothing, 30 to 27, Manny Pacquiao. Jim, let me tell you something that I've observed in this fight, and that is Timothy Bradley doesn't move his head. And when you stand in front of Manny Pacquiao and your head is straight up in the air like that, just like you see now, Manny can't miss it with the left hand. Watch Pacquiao's head. Pacquiao bobs, he weaves, he's always moving his head, never stops moving his head. Bradley puts his head straight up, leaves it there, Pacquiao nails it with the left. 3-0, Manny Pacquiao.
And when Bradley does move his head, he dips it down, he comes up with his head. And referee Robert Bird just said none of that.
Pacquiao trying uppercuts with the left hand. Now comes across the top, lands it again to try to crowd Pacquiao, Manny.
Yes, he is. That's what he's doing now. He's trying to crowd him and get inside.
Trying to take away the range on that straight left hand.
Manny punches good with range. He gets good leverage when he punches in. And Bradley's trying to shorten it up and take that leverage away where he don't have such a chance to warm up. I mean, to stretch those shots out.
Bradley really slapping.
Trying to get there first.
Manny's trying uppercuts. So the last 2 rounds, he's trying to predict the way that Bradley's head is and trying to catch him with a left.
And he's predicting it pretty well right now. This is a Pacquiao flurry. The right hook lands.
Well, he's moving his head now to survive. Because he's hurt. He was badly wobbled there. Bradley. So what does Bradley do here? He doesn't want to run to just survive. He doesn't have the firepower to keep Manny off.
Bradley's trying to fight back.
Well, that's Bradley.
Big right hand from Bradley at the end of that round.
A right hand to punctuate the round.
Here we see an exchange right now where they both exchanging punches, and as I've said before, Manny is very good at catching people when they're in exchanging because he punches and pivots back and forth very well. Nothing is landing clean except for that punch there. And it still didn't seem like it had that much of an effect, but I don't know whether Bradley hurt, whether he hurt from the punch, or whatever else seemed like his ankle was hurt.
Well, you saw in Bradley, he mentioned before the fight, look, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down in flames. Pacquiao could put you on fire, and that's what he's done so far, but Bradley is still trying to win, which at this point in the fight, a lot of fighters wouldn't be. Of course, the harder he tries to win with those flurries, the more opportunities he gives Pacquiao.
That's the point. He was supposed to stay back and counter in some instances. Trading. And the left hand moves Bradley halfway across the ring.
How classic.
Manny Pacquiao loves this kind of fight. This is exactly what
Bradley does too. Bradley doesn't have the power, but Bradley likes this type of fight. Here you see a tremendous left from Manny Pacquiao. It seems as if he's just physically overpowering Bradley at this stage right now. And it's just a matter of time because Bradley has not been able to...
Left hand by Pacquiao there. So round 6 begins. It's been very difficult, at least to my eyes, to find a round that Bradley could have won up to this point. Pacquiao has landed 7 pounds. Pacquiao at age 28 was fighting at 130.
It was a nice exchange.
Clearly Bradley's...
And also, Manny's got a much better defense tonight than I expected.
Manny seems to be taking the first 2 minutes off. Late flurries in several rounds were critical to him. Gets Bradley against the ropes and hits him 3 times with the left hand. Absolutely right.
Oh, good left uppercut on the inside from Pacquiao.
This guy Bradley in the corner is landing a lot of punches, but particularly the right hook to the body was maybe the best punch out of that whole exchange. And it definitely had some...
16 in the last minute of the round. Winds up 24-58. Bradley landed 10 punches in the round. Harold, how do you have it halfway through?
Okay, Jim, 6-0, 60-54. Manny Pacquiao factor in each and every one of these rounds. I mean, does nothing. Manny Pacquiao.
Again, Bradley choosing biggest assets he had coming into the fight. It was very persuasive for a lot of people this week. Was his powerful self-belief and self-confidence. Where do you suppose that self-belief is now?
I don't think he has that type of confidence anymore, but he's still in the fight. But I think his confidence is waned after he felt the power of Manny. Manny is physically much stronger and more powerful than he ever anticipated.
I'm thinking of a conversation we had with Nassim Richardson when Richardson was in the Shane Mosley fighter meeting at last month's pay-per-view card. Somebody said something disparaging about Pacquiao, and Richardson said, listen, you can knock him all you want until he touches you. When he touches you, that's when you learn how special he is.
I mean, here's Bradley still fighting.
Pacquiao seems to be bleeding in the mouth. In the last round, he landed 27 to 13 for Bradley. Now here comes round 8. You know, Emmanuel, if Pacquiao wants to more or less take the first 2 minutes.
That Manny can take the first half of the round off for the first 2 minutes, not sustain too much damage, and then just take over and fight for a minute at the end.
Bradley landed a right hand. He thinks for the moment. Stop! Tim Bradley's only. Manny Pacquiao throughout his career has demonstrated a pretty good chin, but Bradley did almost nothing to take advantage of it.
When he comes down, go for the uppercut. Take it easy. Not too far. Don't extend too much.
Because we noticed last fall that Boo Boy Fernandez is talking almost as much or more in the corner to Manny Pacquiao than Freddie Roach does. There's Harold Letterman's card, which is now 80-72. As even while seeming to take the last round off, Pacquiao landed 15 punches to only 9 for Bradley. There you go. That's the fight. That left hand landed flush. Left hand between the guard by Pacquiao. 2 more punches landing. Pacquiao's gloves carefully guarding his face.
Both guys will
right
catch
down the middle
a lot
through the
of
guards,
punches.
which by my eyes is the case so far. 9 rounds in the books. In my view, 9 Pacquiao rounds.
If you want to put pressure, I know what's wrong with your fucking foot. But you gotta move your shoulders a little faster. Hey, you got bowing and waving faster. Okay? And
has trained considerable time in the wild card gym with Freddie Roach. Power shots in 9. Pacquiao landed 22. Bradley had his best statistical round, 21 out of 52. Bradley 25-78. Pacquiao threw 94 punches in that round. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim, I've got it 9-0, 90-81. Manny Pacquiao, give him credit. He takes a heck of a punch, but even still, Manny Pacquiao nailing him with 9-0. Manny Pacquiao.
His line supposedly is he's compromised by his right foot.
So far, Bradley's won this round, but he hasn't been able to do any damage. He did a
This would clearly appear to be Bradley's best round. Pacquiao's trying to come on now at the end, land one more big shot, maybe clean it.
Bradley hurt his right foot as he was doing all this twisting and pivoting, keeping up with Manny, which is one of Manny's specialty.
There you go.
And there it is when he twisted the right foot right. I think that's what it's still bothering him.
Box, they landed the same number of punches, they landed the same number of power shots. Personally, I think Bradley got in a couple of punches that were better, and Harold Letterman agrees with us. Freddie Roach. Incidentally, Emmanuel, I personally think Pacquiao's beard is a little bit on the full side, and if I were... Straight left hand for Pacquiao.
Pacquiao threw that punch to end the fight.
He won the round. Right hook by Pacquiao. Left hand by Pacquiao. Bradley, at the moment, decides his best defense is a good offense, lands a right hand. Pacquiao hard, another good round for Manny Pacquiao, who's landed several hard power shots. And with only one round to go.
Okay, last round. Let's go. Last round. Kunin natin to.
This is the last round. Let's get this fight. Just keep getting in. If he waits for you.
Pag umikot siya dito, bagsak dito, pag umikot, bagsak.
Touch him up. Touch up. All right, let's go.
Be the 5th consecutive Pacquiao fight to go the distance, and still we talk about his remarkable punching power. Bottom line, not to get knocked out. Can do a pretty good job of avoiding it.
But I still think he punches good. I think Bradley still would have solid on Bradley with two.
Say something else.
See that?
Be primed for the moment.
But you can't grow power overnight.
Every generation has their guys, and this one, it's Manny Pacquiao at
hand. One of the dominant weapons in boxing, perhaps the #1 offensive weapon in boxing over the course of the past 8 or 10 years. Manny Pacquiao, straight left hand. Emmanuel Stewart dominated this fight.
After the first few rounds, he never could land it consistently. You know, he could land it every once in a while, but usually, most of the time, Bradley was moving away from the punches. And he never could land it side. After these first two, he did enough to win the
Graphic with the clip that shows that straight left hand landing over and over and over again. That was the determining factor in each and every round.
Jerry Roth scores about 115-113 for Pacquiao. CJ Ross scores it 115-113 for Bradley. And Dwayne Ford scores it 115-113 to the winner by split decision. And new WBO welterweight champion of the world, the Desert Storm, Timothy
Pacquiao was the aggressor all night. He walked him down, he set him up, and then he belted him with the left hand. I mean, you couldn't miss it. Timothy Bradley covering up, backing up, never really landed a solid shot that stopped Pacquiao in his tracks, never hurt him once. I mean, that decision was a crime. Without question, Manny Pacquiao won the fight.
What is happening to scoring in Las Vegas, Nevada?
Again, the same almost identical punch, the same way.